Hey, video number two. Now, this one is more kind of true in some respects, is why I don't join groups. Now, I feel like your one major shot at making friends is kindergarten, preschool, nursery school. My mom told me a story once that when I was little, I mean 3 years old, okay, that my one chance at making friends, I was always hiding from people. My parents never made friends. My sister never made friends. You see somebody once in a while, but that was it. Like you'd never see, if you would see my family, you'd never see a friends all that. It's always the family members. So that was harsh. I couldn't make friends in nursery school or preschool. You go on to kindergarten. Now you go through like K through 8, okay? Hardest times. I had bullies. I had people throwing spit wads at me or just acting stupid. Nobody really talked to me. Never really had a friend that talked to me like they would want to be treated. That was hard. Going through all that stuff, going through K through 8, middle school, right? Going through high school, going through college. People just were wary of me. If I did have any quote unquote friends, they would talk behind my back. So joining groups was a harsh thing because you try to join, like, I know, I'll join a group of people who like the same thing I like. In theory, or maybe hypothesis, because it's just as a rough thing, that should work, right? This should happen. And it doesn't happen because when you try to join these groups, what ends up fucking happening is you find people who were already part of a high school clique, meaning that they have already their set mode. They like oranges, they like cats, they like small dogs, they like going to Walmart, they like saying words like y'all and daddy-o or whatever. They have a lingo set. So they have these prerequisites. And if you don't follow those algorithms, well, they're going to demonize you. That means if something goes wrong in the group, it's your fault somehow. So if you don't like the color blue, you don't like cardboard, or if you don't like paper and not plastic, or plastic and not paper, if you're not a vegan, if you don't make the exact same jokes as they do, you're never going to fit in. And that's in writing groups and reading groups where they tell you all day long diversity matters, even though real diversity means accepting people different than you. I told myself if I started a creative writing group, I said, look, short out the only people that would not be allowed are people who tell you how to break the law. There was this one guy that was describing how to go after children, and wrote this, and it was going to publish a book. And everybody was, fuck that, no, because you can't do that. Outside of telling people how to break the law, everybody's written prose would be welcome. You could write something extreme. I would ask you questions, but after that, I said, it's I do see the point in these things. And the problem is that a lot of people that I met in like creative writing groups or have a very entitled attitude, and maybe it's the Hollywood perspective. I can't. So I tried that. I tried the creative writing groups, the reading groups, and some people piss you off to the point where you feel like an imposter or the mass shooter. When Virginia Tech happened, there were some people. I have to believe there's at least one, besides his parents, right? That Korean kid. There was that one person that really fucked with him. And it's like he dodged a bullet because fate allowed him to. But there's just some shitty people out there. I don't like these fake groups. I don't like these fake let's all learn from each other, because they're not there to learn from each other. They're there to form a high school clique that they have based on what they have formed in high school. But my high school years were not that good to me. Neither were yours. Yours were not good either. So your one shot at really making friends was in grade school. But I think if your parents could not make friends, if your sisters or brothers could not make friends, what hope and chance in hell do you have, right? So that's why I don't hang out with people. because it's like, and I will see these troll. And by the way, if you troll me, you know the rules. You know that, right? Thinking you're smart, you know the rules. Okay, ask Ian. Ian Eggplant knows what I'm talking about because he's no longer allowed to be on my channel because he was trolling. But they're just bad guys and good guys. But you feel like the outside, you feel like you just want to just end people because you just don't know what to do with them. You're trapped. You're all by yourself. It's one thing when people choose to be alone, but, and I don't like to play the victim card unless it's necessary. But when you're forced in that position, just like that kid was forced. Now, obviously, he fucked up by shooting random people at a school, at a college. I guarantee you most of those people had nothing to do with him. But he snapped, and nobody looked out for him. There are a lot of us that feel that way. Nobody looks out for us, but they sure as hell will hang us, lynch us out to dry, put us out there in the sandstorm, and everybody hides, and everybody's all warm and dry, but you get tossed into the sandstorm to get fucked up, or a tornado. They'll throw you out there with the wolves. Is it going to get better? I don't fucking know. But it's nice to feel wanted. But if you missed your chance in grade school and high school, you missed your chance. I'm sorry to tell you that. I don't know what you can do by forming a group. If you can form your own group, go ahead and do it. But it's really tough. I know that the end result for that kid was not good. Nobody felt bad for the kid. Everybody felt bad for the victims. And maybe at least one or two of them were just horrible people. I don't know. All I know is that we're not helping each other. We're not looking out for each other. So I just try to stay away from groups. Just because I have something in common with other people doesn't mean that their morals are not in check. Doesn't mean that they have the same path as I do. I mean, think of how many people that you have the same interests in. You could go to a SnyderCon, and you could meet a racist at a SnyderCon. You could meet a sexist at a SnyderCon. You can meet somebody who doesn't shower. You can meet if you got tickets for SnyderCon, right? You're gonna go see the Man of Steel, Batman v Superman. You meet that one dude who doesn't bathe. Doesn't fucking bathe. Right? You know, when I went to these groups, these creative writing, you know, I came nice and clean. I came, you know, open-minded. But you have to close your mind. You have to be like the other people. But there are extremes sometimes. They're just some shitty people. And you never know who you meet. But I have yet to be convinced, and I'm sure most of you have yet to be convinced, that joining a group just because they have the similar interests are worth a damn. And it's okay to feel that way. Obviously, you don't want to, you know, I would have to forgive the police more than you if you really fuck this up. You would have to be stopped. But I think we have to learn to work with each other. The minute we troll each other, the minute we start shit with each other, that's when the helping stops. It stops right there. You know, I mean, it's not based on religion. It's not based on God or Jesus. It's based on using your sense to know when the fuck to help others. And I will continue swearing, and I will continue being vigilant over trolling, and I will continue to be who I am because I'm tired of that shit. That's it for these two topics. I wanted to kind of throw these out there. I don't do these videos very often. If you like what you see, this is good enough for you. You see those icons below or to the side, you know what to do.